So I'm having a little bit of a rant this morning. I was on Facebook last night, and I'm on it less and less because I get so annoyed with some of the comments and the ignorance of people. This person commented on the fact that they've lost their hives, and they basically are blaming agriculture and nothing else. So I really want to say, go away and do some research. Go away and learn about bees before you blame agriculture. Agriculture, I'm not saying, isn't part of the cog of the bees. It's not part of the cog of what we are and the problems with bees. There's no doubt it all has an impact, but we have to eat and we have to live. We have to work with this together, and there's so much negativity on people blaming agriculture. So I ask the question, did you check your mite levels? Well, we don't treat. Okay, you don't treat, but do you monitor your mite levels so that you know the mite load before your bees died? Because that's what's important. I say fundamentally that people who have hives that they don't treat are as important as people that do treat, because we can compare the two. Everyone has a contribution to make, no matter what your form of beekeeping. Don't forget that. It's so important. But if you're turning around and saying, oh, I didn't treat for mites, how can you say that it was agriculture? You have absolutely zero evidence until you iron out all the other issues. And the other main issue is varroa. Varroas kill bees. Now, if you are one of these people who are treatment-free, and I have all the respect and time in the world for them, because I believe they're quite stoic in what they do, because they have to face even more losses than a lot of people. But overall, they have bees that are probably more resistant to mites, which is great. But initially, when people have treatment-free, they suffer 2 or 3 years of much harder losses. You can go on and look at natural beekeeping, and it's interesting science. It's not for me. I treat for my mites. I hold my hand up and say I treat. Okay, so that's how I do. But I find what they do interesting, and I think it's a contribution to the beekeeping world. I think it's very important. But don't come and say, my bees died of pesticide, because you cannot say that. You cannot say, my bees died of pesticide if you don't treat for mites and you don't monitor the levels. We all have mites in the hive. Every single person has mites in their hive. Hanging on those bees, giving them viruses and weakening the colony and making them irritated. That's the issue. So don't say that. It really gets on my nerves. And you see it time and time again. And I say that like that because it is just so lame, and they just never stop. Please go away and think about things and learn to be a bit more scientific in your approach and not just live on like this holistic dream world you live in. Because you have to, if you're going to be treatment free, do it, but still make the tests. Still look at what your bees are doing and do it systematically and methodically, so that you can come back with results and say, no, it didn't work, or yes, it did. And when my bees resisted, I found this strain and this strain was really good, so I've grafted from those. That's the way forward. Don't be so lame and try and do these things without backing up what you're saying. It just doesn't wash with anybody. And we're all laughing, and you're making it worse for everybody, and you're giving everybody bad publicity because you're talking out of your rear end. Rant over. Have a good day.